Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the Front Line with Joe and Joe. Breaking news, Tucker Carlson and Fox News are parting ways. Joe Pasillo and Joe Rossinello, we're going way in the breach. We want to play you this clip, and then Joe and I want to give you a little commentary. So let's listen to Tucker Carlson.
Like, I've spent my whole life in the media. My dad was in the media. Like, that is a big part of the revelation that's changed my life, is the media are part of the control apparatus. Like, there's no... Yeah, I know, because you're younger and smarter, and you're like, yeah. But what if you're me and you spent your whole life in that world, and to look around and all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow. Not only are they part of the problem, but I spent most of my life being part of the problem, defending the Iraq War. Like, I actually did that. Can you imagine if you did that?
What do you think? What is one of your biggest regrets in your career?
Oh, defending the Iraq War.
That is it?
Well, I've had a million regrets. Not being more skeptical, calling people names when I should have listened to what they were saying. Look, when someone makes a claim, there's only one question that's important at the very beginning, which is the claim true or not?
Mm.
So I say, you committed murder or you rigged the last election. Before you attack me as a crazy person for saying that, maybe you should explain whether you did it or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for too long, I participated in the culture where I was like, anyone who thinks outside these pre-prescribed lanes is crazy, is a conspiracy theorist. And I just really regret that. I'm ashamed that I did that. And partly it was age, partly it was the world that I grew up in. So when you look at me and you're like, yeah, of course they're part of the means of control, I'm like, that's obvious to you because you're 28, but I just didn't see it at all. And I'm ashamed of that.
Isn't that what the media tries to do, though?
So, Joe, here, I'm going to hand it over to you. What I'm thinking is this, okay? If you look at what he's saying, I mean, obviously he's very apologetic. One thing I like about Tucker is he's very humble. All right. What are your takeaways from this?
Well, it seems to me that his eyes are open to basically the corruption that's in the media. Is he a perfect person? No, he just basically says he's not perfect. But ultimately, the media is a tool for the establishment and the government, and it's been proven. Now, granted, a lot of people are critical of his January 6th coverage. He did cherry pick it, let's be honest, but also, in fairness, what he showed wasn't shown. And if that makes you angry, well, that's not his problem. Did he cherry pick it? Yes. However, some of that footage should have been shown to the public. And
well, he showed us things that we would not have ordinarily seen by that corrupt media.
Absolutely.
They were CNN. And here's the thing, by the way, as another note, Don Lemon just got fired too by CNN. We'll do another video on that. CNN would not have shown us that MSNBC would not have shown us that. So Tucker might have cherry picked, but he cherry picked things that he thought we should see that they said you should not see, because seeing those things would make you perhaps have another point of view or maybe come to a different conclusion. And he looked at the one host there. He said, well, you're 28 years old. Young conservatives see the corruption in the media. Joe, when we were 28 years old, we still thought the media was fair and objective. I mean, when we were younger and we were 28, 30 years old, Pat Buchanan still had a debate show on Crossfire on CNN. Those days are over. That's really what Tucker Carlson's saying. So you can't blame him for not seeing it earlier in his career, because people still thought that the media was somewhat objective. Joe, final thoughts.
Ultimately, social media, if you ask me, is where the media is at. I don't think anywhere in the mainstream, whether it's Fox, whether it's CNN, MSNBC, ABC, wherever you look, the mainstream media is bought and sold. What is true is not on TV. You got to search for it on the internet. There lies, like people like, what's his face? That dude who covers the riots in Portland, Peter Nago.
Oh, yeah, Andy
Nago. He's a journalist. Outside of that, they don't exist. Bought and sold. And I got news for you. His next move will be huge.
I agree, and we're going to do another video on that. But thanks for joining us here at the Front Line with Joe and Joe. Again, stay tuned for a lot more commentary. Until the next time, our conversations, your conversation, that conversation's going on everywhere. We'll talk to you soon.